Hi and welcome to Christmas. My name's Eve. In this episode we're going to make a corona-proof dice shaker. So this is my little book. I write a lot of ideas in here, and one of the ideas that I came up with is for a Secret Santa gift. Did I put it in here? Or am I ridiculous? Quoi? Imagine it's not in here. Because I distinctly remember drawing in this book like last night, and now I can't find it. I'm just gonna keep filming myself until I find this. Because I drew it in here. Did that, went back, found myself an empty page. Okay, I'm officially an idiot. It was this book. In this book I drew my fantastic idea. It is this. It's a machine, it's a dice shaker that when you push a button, the dice spin around on a plate. My Secret Santa? Am I Santa? No, he's Santa. I'm Santa, he's my Secret Santa. So my Secret Santa has given me the information that he's a young father who likes to play board games. So last night I got started on the electronics for this, and it consists of a few pieces. It's two AA batteries that are both 1.5 volts in series. That makes it 3 volt. That goes to a small push switch that is active as long as you push it, then it comes back, and it ends up at a 3 volt DC engine. So all of the electronics kind of create a big loop. 3 volt battery goes to a push thing, goes to the engine. The letters read shake dice, not babies, because you should never shake babies. And when you push the I of babies, a plate spins around and it shakes the dice. That's the plan. So let's get started on letters, because it's way too late at night to turn on my table saw. And that's the last letter done in its rough shape. Now it needs some sanding and rounding things over so it's all nice. And then paint. Now on to the base. I'm going to make a base that is sort of pyramid-y in shape. It's going to be like the pyramid without a top on it. And I'm going to cut it from a piece of leftover plywood. Okay, so this is my tiny half pyramid, and now I'm noticing that I need to cut some more angles because these things stick out here at the bottom. So the inside I have to angle down, And these things are uneven at the top. So of all of these, I also have to angle them a tiny bit. So I'm gonna mark. But there I can just do it like this. 1, 3, and 12. Okay, so I guess on 2 of them I'm going to go for a half lap. When these corners meet, it looks a bit like this. It's not the nicest. So I'm going to cut the thickness of this out of here so that they can overlap, but not as butt joints, but so this recesses a bit into that. So take the thickness, one of the boards, mark, same thing on the other side. So now I can glue these up, clamp them together, and figure out what I'm gonna do for the ceiling, for the top of these things. And I just realized I cut the rabbet on the wrong side for one of these. Those are all correct, except for this one, where I should have cut the rabbet on the other side. So it would have looked like this. Unless, the plywood, no. Okay, I just have to remake this one. Be right back. Now the right piece is cut, which has dados, and it has the angle on the right side. So now we have a fairly square box. It's a rectangle, of course, but it's at least square. But now it's time to glue up and then figure out what the top surface is going to be. So after the basic parts of the box were made, I put a lid on it. That lid was made of 2 simple pieces of birch with a round hole cut out for the engine to go through. Then everything needed to be sanded flat. For that, I found a nice tip I learned on the interwebs. It's just any flat piece of board that you glue some sandpaper to. Then you have a big flat area to run your workpiece over, and in this way flatten all the different sides. When that was done, I took the engine bracket that came with the very small DC engine, bent it 90 degrees, and then using a small spacer block, I glued it into the bottom of the box. So now it simply protrudes out the top a little bit, and on this we're going to put the spinning plate. Now we've come to the point where it's time to hot glue in the battery pack and then find where my little push button is going to go through. When that part was done, I took the letters that I had made and gave them a few coats of gold spray paint before they're going to be attached to my box. Out of a leftover piece of milky plexiglass, I cut a small circle. This circle is slightly smaller than the diameter of my cup, glass, jar. Then the diameter of my jar, so this will go in and become the spinning plate on which the dice roll. This is incredibly smooth, so a dice won't get friction on this in order to turn. So I had to use felt, but felt had the same properties of just sliding. And I found a piece of EPDM roof rubber. This is like roof rubber that you use to cover up parts of rubber roofs. This does have enough friction. This, if you move it around, really grips the dice. And I believe when this is spinning, it's going to give a nice effect of gripping the dice and really throwing it around the jar to get a good randomization of the dice. I'm not sure. So that is the goal. Spinny plate, rubber, engine, hot glue. Alrighty, ready. So my plan to attach the spinny plate to this engine is to measure this little tiny cog that's on there. Try and drill a hole that's just the same size, push it in, cover it with some glue, and hopefully that will stick and it can be used. But before I do that, I'm just going to stain this brown because I can and because I think it's gonna look better. So let's do that real quick, get some sleep, and finish this tomorrow morning. At this point, we have our lovely rubber thing. And we have a spinny thing. I took off this very, very tiny plastic cog wheel that we're now going to fit into this plate. Through it. Blow. Okay, 3 dice might be a bit too many for this, but it totally works. So the final step is gluing the letters on, and then we're good to go. So let's do that. I think the message is quite clear. Shake dice, don't shake babies. Tomorrow morning I'm going to go drop it off at my Secret Santa. So thank you guys very much for watching. If you like these things I do, then please consider subscribing. There should be a button to do so below. And also off to the side here will be other videos all about making stuff. So thank you very much. Till next time. Bye.